there, welcome to the Knitting Unicorn podcast. I'm your hostess, Rebecca, and today is March 2nd. I guess this is technically my February podcast, but I have not been feeling so good. I am recovering from bronchitis right now, so this is kind of the first chance I've had to sit down and show you guys what I've been up to. I don't think I have any well, that's not true. I have one finished object, but I'm going to frog it because I don't like it. But I'll get there. The first thing I want to show you, if you've been following me on Instagram, you've already seen, but we have a new member of our family. Say hello, this is Pearl. Yes, hello. Is she not the cutest thing ever? Oh, say hello. No? Okay, you want to bite my fingers? Ow. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, she's so cute. So, this is Pearl, and you will see a lot more of her until she grows up and starts ignoring me like Indy has. So, anyway, so she's just chilling down here by my feet playing with her toys and sometimes trying to attack me. So anyway, all right, let's see, what do we have? So I'll show you my first finished object, even though it's kind of more, well, it's also kind of part of my acquisitions, but whatever. We'll get there. We're winging it today. So I went to the New England Farm to Fiber Festival a few weeks back, and I posted on Instagram about it. I took little videos and stuff, and it was an awesome festival, and I'll show you all the stuff I got when I show you my acquisitions. But one of the things that I got was this skein of yarn. Will you stop it? And this is from Mindful Folk Farm, and it's a worsted weight, and it's naturally dyed. This is called Finella. It's 60% fin and 40% mohair. And here's their tag. I had never heard of fin before. It's a breed of sheep. This is so freaking soft. Oh my god, I love it so much. And I thought, I'm not gonna lie, it was awfully expensive. And naturally hand-dyed and all that. So, which is fine, but I could only get one skein. So I decided to make a cowl out of it, and I wanted something that was maybe a little bigger and fuller in the front, so I kind of made up a pattern, and I did some short rows, as you can see, but I did not execute it very well, and it kind of just bubbles. So I'm going to frog it and try something different. Still going to be a cowl. I might actually do the Adama cowl by Hilary Callis Smith, I believe. I did that one last year in Fiber Company's Cumbria. It's too itchy for me to wear next to skin, so I think I'm gonna redo that pattern in this, which is really nice next to skin. So that's my plan for this skein. So it was a cowl gone wrong. It's not horrible, but it's just not quite the shape I wanted. So this is why I'm not a designer. So that's my only finished object that's getting frogged. What I have been working on, I've posted a bunch of pictures on Instagram, but I am probably going to finish this weekend. I want to finish it today, but we'll see. So I cast on my Hedge Witch shawl by Natalie Redwolf. And I'm calling it the Sea Witch because the yarn is Good Karma fiber. And the colorway is called Kelp. And then my contrast color is a Barocco Ultra Alpaca. It's supposed to be a gray. I can't find the tag. But it's really coming out a lot more of a greenish undertone, which is not what I intended, but I think it works. Ow. Don't bite me. So this is this big monstrosity. I can't really show it that well because it's so big. doesn't really fit on the needles anymore. But it's really nice. Both yarns, the reason I bought the Ultra Alpaca is because it had the same fiber content as the Good Karma. Both are a wool alpaca blend, and very, very, very soft, very cuddly. And I think, I'll actually have it done before spring is here so I can wear it. But the one thing I did do is on this final border band, I started my garter section on the wrong side. So you can see that that garter bump is both colors. I think I'm just going to kind of weave an end through to cover up the kelp bump so it's more consistent. I didn't really notice it till I got a few rows in, and these rows are like almost 400 stitches. I am not ripping that back. It takes forever. It's like an increase of 6 stitches every couple rows. Can you please stop biting my yarn? So that's one of my works in progress. My other work in progress is a pair of socks. Well, I have 2 pairs of socks on the needles, but I already showed you the Coffee Talk socks. So these are a pair I haven't shown you. And this is, they're just vanilla socks, but I was at my local yarn store called Pintuck and Pearl, and I think it was October last year. They had a pop-up shop for local makers, and I helped my best friend Amber from a Single Strand Studio vend for her bags. But when we were there was Amy from Catalyst Yarns, and it was her first time selling, and I was actually her first customer ever. She had this yarn, well, she has lots of yarn, and it's all gorgeous, and she does a lot of self-striping, but she had one skein called Playdate, and it was all fluorescent colors. I'll show you in a second. I just want to tell you. And then she also had a mini bundle of all the same colors, and then one speckle, and so I bought both. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I decided that I would do a pair of socks, and then I would use the minis for heels, toes, and cuffs. So, socks! How fun is this? And it's not really pooling at all, so I really am excited about that. So I did the aqua for the cuff, the green for the heel, and then I have the pink for the toe. It's all very fluorescent. And I'm doing them in tandem on 9-inch circulars because my 40-inch circular is being used for the Coffee Talk socks. I'm doing those 2 at a time. So I have 2 pairs going. 2 socks going. And I should finish those this week. But I can't find my sock ruler anywhere, so I'm measuring them the old-fashioned way, which is not a big deal, but I love my sock ruler. I've been tearing this place apart looking for it, so hopefully I will find it. But in the meantime, working on these, love them. And then there's also a fluorescent yellow mini, and then a mini that's got all of these speckled. I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet, but I have those set aside. So this is Catalyst Yarns, and it's gorgeous. She's on Instagram and Etsy, and she's also, you can also buy her stuff at Pintuck and Pearl in Northampton, or Hampton, New Hampshire. So those are my knitting works in progress. I have a couple other works in progress that aren't knitting. I have 2 felting projects, which I'm going to show you. The first was a kit I got for Hanukkah, I think, from my friend Nikki. And it's a little dragon felting kit. How cute is that? I love it. So I started that a little while ago. I put it down, but I'm going to pick it back up. I don't really have much to show you. Right now it looks kind of like the Loch Ness Monster. But I just started this foot. And then I'll put on, this is actually his leg. So his little foot will go here. And then another leg and a foot, and then arms. And then he gets some ears and little spikes. And then it even came with little teeny weeny itty bitty safety eyes. Oh my god, so cute. So I absolutely love this. This was such a great gift that I got from Nikki. So me. So I love him. And I also got a needle felting kit for a tapestry from Amber and Carol last year. I think they went to I don't know, it was some festival that they were vending at, and they got me a tapestry kit from, actually, I think I can show you if you guys remember. Can you see my unicorn one up there? There. It's the spinning studio, and they do all these great kits for needle felting, mostly tapestry, but they sell supplies too, like roving and needles. So they got me the sheep, and I started working on this a little while ago, put it down, because I'm up here on the leaves where you have to like outline all the tree bits. It's just very tedious, so I put that down. But I need to finish doing the outline of all the leaves, and then throw some flowers in here. And then this is going to become a pillow. So I'm going to get some strong like duck canvas or some duck cloth and make a pillow out of it. So this is really coming out nicely. I really like this. I love these kits. They're wonderful and super easy if you want to start needle felting. It comes with the drawing, and you basically take the felt, and you tape the drawing on the window, and then you stick the felt over it so you can see it, and then you trace, and then you just color it in with roving. It's a lot of fun, and if you've never needle felted before, it's awfully satisfying, stabbing things with a little needle. So that's a really fun project. And then the last thing, which I am going to finish today, I'm very excited. I got this pattern for Christmas from my mother-in-law. It's the 100 Acts of Sewing dress number 1. And I got this really pretty linen rayon blend fabric to make it with. So this is that. You can't really show it to you now, but I think it came out really nice. I used this cute bias tape in purple, and I used a grayish purpley contrasting thread. I did stretch out my neckline a little bit when I was doing that, so this pin here, I'm putting in a box pleat at the neck to bring it in, and it'll also give it a pretty little detail. And then I have to hem it a few inches, so it'll be long enough to wear as a dress in the summer, but mostly I'll wear it more like a tunic with leggings. And then someday I'll finish my tegna, which I plan to wear over it. It'll be perfect. So I am feeling a little inspired to get going on my tegna now that I have this dress. And I did get some other fabric to make a couple more of these dresses. I got a rayon from Rifle Paper Company. It's like an eggplant with their florals on it. And then I got another fabric. It's also a rayon. I forget who made it, but it's black with a botanical in black and white print. So when I get those done, I'll show them to you then. So, the linen feels a little boxy and potato sacky on me, but I was assured yesterday that it actually looked nice, and with a little cropped sweater, it'll be really cute. So I'm going to keep going with it. The other fabrics, the 2 rayons, are much more drapey, so I think that when they fall over my bust, they'll kind of not stick out so much. But I was also told that if I wash that linen rayon blend a lot, it will soften up a little, so we'll see. I've never made garments out of linen. I've never really made garments, so that's fun. And then I have a ton of acquisitions. So I said I was only going to buy yarn if I had to. I fell off the wagon. Big time fell off the wagon. The first thing I want to show you, though, is not yarn. I don't know if you've seen the Nina and Company, Nina Co. bags. They're gorgeous. They're all one of a kind. She does updates every Friday, and they sell out really fast, and they're like $250. And I have not been able to get one. Although they did start offering Afterpay, which allows you to pay for it in installments. So I really want one of those, but it's a little out of my price point right now. But I was at Walmart 2 days ago. I had to get some stuff, and they had bags that look really similar. Like, really similar, same style. And they're $14. So I bought one. Ta-da! How cute is this? I mean, the only real difference between this and the Nina bag is, one, the Nina bag's real leather, but as a vegetarian, it's borderline vegan, I don't care. Second of all, the Nina bags have more leather in general on them. Again, I don't really care. But, like, the fabric patterns, I mean, hers are all beautiful, one of a kind, and I believe she gets them from women in other countries, and, like, they get a fair wage for making it. So I think it's one of those things, but I can't always be a philanthropist. So I got this. It came in a bunch of other style or colors, patterns, with the cute little tassel pom-poms. And I just love it. And it's got these huge pockets on the side. I can fit my water bottles in here. And it's just crazy big. And it's got some pockets for, like, your cell phone inside. And I love it. So I was really excited. Then I got a bunch of yarn. So I mentioned that I had gone to the New England Farm to Fiber Festival, and it was a festival for yarn makers, I guess, in New England, who basically raise their sheep and also create the yarn. Either they spin it themselves or they send it out to be spun and they dye it and things like that. So there was a lot of great vendors there, and some wonderful farms. Mindful Folk Farm was there. Wing and a Prayer was there. Mapleview Farm Alpacas from New Hampshire was there. Vermont was there. And some other dyers and stuff. So the first thing I got was, like I already showed you, the Mindful Folk Fin Mohair, which I love. And then I also got from Mapleview Farm Alpacas, it's a DK 3-ply in this gorgeous green. Oh my god. This is so soft. I love it. And here's a picture of the alpacas. It's so cute. Their yarn was stunning. So I got that. And then I got, this is from M to the Third Yarn Company. This is called Unico. It's naturally dyed. It's 100% merino. 50 grams. And I got this kind of pea green color. I don't know if you're seeing it the way I'm seeing it. It's a little brighter, I think, than it's showing up. But it's really pretty. Really, really, really soft. It's not superwash, but it's probably the softest non-superwash merino I've ever felt in my life. Love it. And this is their logo, M to the 3rd. I highly recommend checking them out. She dyes all of this naturally in her little kitchen in her apartment, she said. It's so cute. And she had some other gorgeous yarns too. I just was really drawn to this one. But some really beautiful stuff. So that was beautiful. And then the last thing I got there was Mad Fuzzy Yarn. She raises, mills, and hand dyes everything in Maine. Well, no, it's all done in Maine, but it's all local for her. So the base is local, using exciting sheep breeds, unique fibers, and hard-wearing yarns from shepherd to shearer, mill to dye pot. We keep it close to home. That's what it says. And it's Marta Madden in Knox, Maine. And it's, like I said, Mad Fuzzy. So here's her label. Why am I really struggling right now? There we go. Mad Fuzzy. And here's all the information. And this is a gradient kit that I got. It's gorgeous. I don't know if you can tell, it has a little sparkle in it. It's pretty subtle, which I like, but just a little teeny Firestar nylon. So this is the Pretty Tough base, 150 grams, 600 yards, 80% East Frisian wool, and 20% Firestar nylon. So that Firestar nylon is what gives it that kind of shimmer. It's not even a sparkle. It's like it's really not showing up on the camera. You can kind of see it in the darker one. But it's beautiful. This is a very rustic wool, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I really like it. It's just gorgeous, and she had a whole bunch of gradient kits and other fabulously colored yarns. It was beautiful, and her display was so cute. She had all these vintage suitcases set up with all the yarn, and it was so pretty. So that's what I got at the New England Farm to Fiber. And it was at the, if you hear my dog snoring, that's Indy, the big one. So it was at the Boston Public Market, which I haven't been to in years. And I used to live right downtown, and the Boston Public Market was, it was kind of like a big farmer's market, and I just remember people outside selling vegetables, and at the end of the day, it always smelled from the people selling the fresh fish and stuff. And so I never really went. So I showed up for this festival. They had the booths all over. They have an indoor market. And it was basically like a foodie heaven. There was tons and tons of, it was like a giant food court. And they had like fancy donuts and noodles and breads and nuts and apples and pickles and spices and bagels and popovers, and I can keep going. It was so much stuff. It was amazing. I could have spent the whole day there just eating. Hey, buddy. You're snoring a little too much. All right. So, yeah, that was amazing, and it was a really good time. And I also got, do I have the tote bag? Got a tote bag. It's cute. And I also got a pin, but it's on a different bag downstairs, so whatever. Oh, I did get another pin, though, that I forgot about. I should show it. From Nerdbird Makery. I love her stuff. I got the, in case of emergency, break glass ceiling. Oh my God, I love that pin so much. So, yeah. So that's what I got there. Then, when I went to get Pearl, little Pearl, she's sleeping. I flew out to Pittsburgh because that's where my birth mom lives, and I spent a couple days with her before we then drove out to the breeder to get Pearl. And there's a yarn shop near her in Harmony, Pennsylvania, that she had got me some cute things from for Christmas a couple years ago. So we went there so I could see it, and I got some yarn because, you know, I was at a yarn shop. So the first thing I got was 3 skeins of Patagonia Organic Merino by Juniper Moon Farm. And this is organic merino, humanely grown in Argentina. And then they... Then I guess it's made in Turkey. Interesting. Well, either way, this is a DK. How beautiful is this color? It's like a dark teal green. So I got 3 skeins of that. 382 yards times 3. I might be able to make a little sweater out of this. I don't know. I thought about doing the Euclid shawl in this, which is that shawl from Isabel Kramer, right? That's Isabel, yeah. And it's all cable-y. And I thought this would be nice because it is a very structured yarn. Like, I think it would make really nice stitch definition for cables. I didn't realize how much yarn it was. Like, it could be a cropped cardi. I think I'm going to stick with the Euclid, though. Anyway, moving on. So I got that, and then I also got Rita May sock yarn, 75 superwash merino, 25 nylon. It's 463 yards, and this is called Benevolent Donut Goddess. I mean, come on. I had to have it because of the name. It's so cool. And this is definitely going to be socks because it's the way it's dyed, it's going to pool into like little micro stripes. It's so cute. So, and then I think I might have enough of the hot pink from my Catalyst socks to do heels and toes. Because it kind of has that same pink. So we shall see how that goes. And then I got one more. I just really loved this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe socks, but this is called the Snake Charmer sock from Yarn Carnival, which is hand-dyed in Texas. And this is 50% merino, 50% silk fingering weight. And the colorway is called Sugar Skull. And I really should have bought like a sweater's quantity of this and not just a single skein because it's so pretty. And because it's silk and merino, like I just think this would make such a beautiful sweater. But we'll see. We'll see what I end up doing with this. I don't know. Maybe I can find some sort of one skein shawl that I like. I just don't typically like one skein shawls. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yarn. Gorgeous base. And that's her label. But wait, there's more. One of my favorite hand dyers is Teeny Button Studio, and she did a collection recently that was based on classic rides from Disney Magic Kingdom, and this is a soft sock base in the colorway Mad Tea Party. It's based on the teacup ride. Is this gorgeous or what? My God, I love it. Peach with all the speckles. There's even some mint in there. Gorgeous. Love it. And I was gonna make socks out of this, but then I saw a pattern recently. I think it was on the Fruity Knitting podcast. And it was like a shawl that was made out of a skein of mohair and a skein of fingering weight, and I thought like an off-white mohair mixed with this could be really pretty. I'm not a huge mohair person, but I could just see that being really, really beautiful. So we shall see. And then the last thing I got, that's not true, there's still more, but I fell off the wagon. So, this is a big mess of yarn. So, this is from Stitch Mischief, and this is a Stellar sock and a mini. There's 2 minis in here. So she actually skeined them up together. So these are actually minis. The red and the white are the minis, and then the blue is the main color. And this is Robin's Egg, Candy Apple is the red, and Bear is the white. And that was a set she dyed up to do the Magic Toadstool socks from Stone Knits. I was trying to find a full picture of them. So those are the socks that were designed by Stone Knits. And then Stitch Mischief did them in her colorways that I just showed you. And they look like that. So this, well, that's the yarn that I bought. So I love these. I have the intention this year to do a few different colorwork socks. I've never done colorwork socks, so I think that'll be fun. Then, last but not least, I was running some errands last weekend with the family, and they had to run into Best Buy, and there was a Michael's next door. And I went in there to get some picture frames and some stuff for my fiber share partner. But I saw this yarn, and I'm a wicked yarn snob, and I never buy yarn at Michael's because it's always acrylic, and I don't really use acrylic. I used to use it a lot more when I crocheted, and when I did like some baby knits or some baby blankets, just because it's easy to care for. But yeah, I don't really use it in my own knitting. So there was this yarn. Yeah. Okay. Here's another one. Here's another one. Okay, right? Beautiful. I saw this yarn and I was like, oh, it's really pretty. And then I looked at the label, and it is a acrylic, nylon, and merino blend. And so I was like, well, if it has merino and nylon in it, that may help the acrylic hold its shape better and wear better. And I really wanted to do the dark cloud from Joji Locatelli, but I bought all this stuff. I really couldn't go buy the Wolf of Luft yarn and pretty much any other bulky yarn that was appropriate for the sweater. I just really couldn't spend that much money on a sweater's quantity of yarn. So I figured, you know what? The dark cloud sweater is a really simple pattern. It's very loose and comfortable. It doesn't have a lot of shape, and it's bulky, so it should knit up quickly. So why not buy all of this yarn and try it? What's the worst that happens? So I bought a sweater's quantity of it. It was on clearance. It's like less than $4 a skein. So I did that. Of course, it didn't occur to me until I got home that each one of these is a 20-gram mini. Obviously, it should have, but it didn't. So where is that skein of yarn? So I took one and I wound it up. And what I did was I used the magic knot to connect them, because the Like a Cloud sweater is garter stitch. So you can definitely, here it is. You can definitely get away with magic knot because the acrylic, there's not enough merino content in here to do spit splice or whatever. So I did that. I wound it up. I caked it up. And it was a little annoying to have to stop and do 5 magic knots, but it wasn't that bad. And I figured if I just wind it up as I go, it'll be fine. It's consistent dye lots, so I don't have to alternate skeins or anything. So that's going to be my next big project, I think, after I finish the socks and the Hedgewitch shawl. I will cast this on. Also, while I was at Michael's, I got a bunch of this yarn. This is Loops and Threads Capri. It's a cotton yarn. I got 3 of each of these colors. These were on clearance for $2. $2! It's a very, very soft cotton nylon polyester blend, and I got this for some baby sweaters. I thought this would be a nice baby sweater yarn. So yeah, it's a worsted weight, and I'm going to do a couple baby sweaters for some coworkers who are having babies. And then the last thing I got was a skein or a ball or whatever the hell this you want to call this of Patton's Croy sock yarn. Already made a mess of it. I've never knit with it, but I've seen a lot of people knit with it. I'm in the Addicted to Sock Knitting group on Facebook, and a lot of people use Patton's Croy, and I wanted to give it a whirl. So it's 75% wool, 25% nylon, and I thought this was a nice colorway. I think I'll make socks for my husband out of this. He loves wool socks, so I don't know when I'll actually do that, but it was fun, so I did it. I bought it. But honestly, the sweater's quantity of this, 6 of those cotton ones, the Patton's Croy, and then I bought 3 of these. I gifted one. I spent $70 on all of that. It was ridiculous. So I am no longer going to be so critical of Michael's yarn because there were some good finds there. I have high hopes that this works out for that sweater because it's so soft. If this works out, I will probably live in that sweater because it just looks so cozy. I think that's it. Not a whole lot. I'm sitting on the floor today. I'm still trying to find the best spot to podcast. I don't know. So that's that. I am gonna clean up this mess now and go have some tea because I'm feeling croaky. Bronchitis sucks. And I don't know if I look a little puffy to you, but they put me on prednisone. They sent me home with so much medication. So yeah, I don't really have anything else going on. I've been, I haven't lost my knitting mojo, but I have been feeling a little uninspired. So that's kind of why I ended up buying all this yarn. Like, I was really inspired to knit those socks, and this was just so pretty. So I'm hoping that this kind of gets me back into the groove. I feel like this, I still haven't finished any of the whips that I said I was going to finish in January. They're all sitting around. I've been working on the 2 pairs of socks and this shawl for 2 months now. And, last year I was banging things out like crazy. But I've been doing some sewing and things like that. I sewed up a cute bag for my fiber share partner, but I don't want to show it in case she's watching. If you're watching, Mindy, I made you a bag, and it's so cute. I might have to make myself one too because I really love it. And yeah, and then I've been really busy with this little puppy. So me and this little puppy are gonna say goodbye. Oh, there she is. She's so sleepy. She's so sleepy. Yeah. And we're going to enjoy the snow and chill out today. So have a good one. Thanks for coming by. And hopefully next month it'll be a little more peppy and I won't be sick and on all kinds of medications. So we'll see you later. Say bye, Pearl. Oh, you sleepy puppy. She's such a little rag doll.